Located in the southwestern region of the United States, New Mexico is known for its variety in landscapes, rich cultural heritage, and a unique blend of cultures ranging from Native American, Hispanic, and Anglo. Retirees seeking locations with favorable tax structures should look to consider New Mexico as an attractive retirement destination, as it offers many favorable amenities and tax exemptions for them. This is Intelligentsia, real-life advice for practical and financial goals. Today, we want to talk about New Mexico's tax environment, what it does for retirees, and the various tax exemptions that you can take advantage of in the state of New Mexico. So let's get to it. One of the most important components of any state's tax system is income tax, with New Mexico being part of that. States tend to rely on income tax as a primary source of funding, and for the state of New Mexico, the state gets its income tax through a progressive scale. The rates for income tax range from 1.7% to 4.9%. Understanding what this means for retirees involves considering various factors such as their retirement income, social security benefits, and pension income. For social security benefits, New Mexico stands out as one of the states that accepts social security benefits from taxes. Retirees relying on this form of income as their primary source can rest easy, knowing that their overall tax liability is effectively reduced. Another form of retirement income is pension income. Retirees often receive income from pension plans, but the tax treatment for these varies across states. In New Mexico, while pension isn't fully exempt, the state does provide a deduction for certain types of pension income. Retirees may be eligible for exemption by excluding portions of their pension income from taxation. The types of pensions eligible for this deduction, however, need to be examined first. Beyond pension and social security income, retirees may also have additional sources of income. These types of income come from distributions from retirement accounts like your standard 401ks and IRAs. Understanding how New Mexico taxes these sources of income can help retirees minimize their tax burden and employ strategies to further understand their situation. Adding on to this, there are some exemptions for qualifying military and federal government pensions. There are also other credits to further help retirees with their finances, but we'll discuss them later on when we talk about the various tax exemptions and credits. For now, let's talk about New Mexico's property tax scene and its impact on retirees. Property tax is a huge consideration for retirees, especially for those who own property in the state they're residing in. For New Mexico, their tax system is complex with a lot of factors involved. This includes things like valuation methods, assessment rates, and exemptions that we'll discuss when we talk about tax exemptions and credits. For instance, property valuation assessment is important for New Mexico in order to know how much your property actually costs. Examination of assessment rates and any other considerations in property tax rates are different per area within the state. In terms of exemptions for property taxes, New Mexico offers a variety of tax exemptions that benefit retirees. There are different eligibility criteria for this, involving age, income, and disability status. We'll now move on to sales tax and understand how it works for consumers, especially retirees. Sales tax is usually based on how much you consume and it affects all individuals, including retirees. It's a day-to-day transaction that adds up over time by nature, and talking about sales tax also involves the cost of living too. The thing about New Mexico's sales tax rates is that it varies between areas and is governed at a local level. This is due to local jurisdictions being allowed to impose additional rates apart from the statewide rate. A statewide base rate for the gross receipts tax is 5.125%. However, when local taxes are included, the total rate can be higher, varying by location. One thing to consider regardless of area is that New Mexico has a statewide gross receipts tax that includes sales tax. There isn't a specific exemption for retirees. However, the impact of sales tax on overall expenses is a consideration, especially for those on fixed incomes. Now that we talked about income tax, property tax, and sales tax, we'll need to talk about the tax credits and exemptions that New Mexico offers to help alleviate the financial burden for retirees. Knowing how you're being taxed is one thing, but doing something to reduce your overall tax rate is another. What we want to talk about here are some of the programs that involve exemptions and credits and those that are eligible for it. We'll start off with a tax exemption that helps out low-income individuals or families. The Low-Income Comprehensive Tax Rebate provides financial relief for low-income individuals, including retirees, by having eligible individuals receive a rebate based on their income. This helps them offset the impact of taxes, especially on those with limited financial resources. Another helpful tax credit is the IRA and 401k deductions. While most pension contributions are not deductible, those being traditional IRAs and 401k plans, withdrawals are, however, subject to taxation. Retirees can benefit from lower tax rates in retirement if they're able to manage their withdrawals strategically. And lastly, for income tax exemptions and credits, there's the Veteran Service Organization or VSO deduction for retirees who have served in the military. For veterans that reside in New Mexico, they can take advantage of the VSO deduction, which applies to unreimbursed expenses incurred while performing volunteer service for a veteran service organization. This allows veterans more support in their retirement years by allowing them the option to reduce their tax burden while being able to assist to service organizations. Those tax credits allow retirees to rest easy, knowing that their retirement income taxes can be further reduced apart from the exemption of Social Security benefits. And lastly, the New Mexico Work Opportunity Tax Credit. This tax credit aims to encourage employers to hire individuals from certain targeted groups, including veterans and individuals receiving Supplementary Security Income or SSI. While this credit is not specific to retirees, it may indirectly benefit older individuals seeking employment opportunities. Now, let's talk about tax credits for property taxes. For the first one, we'll talk about New Mexico's property tax exemptions for senior citizens. New Mexico offers property tax exemptions for senior citizens, providing them relief on their property tax burdens. The criteria for eligibility, however, may vary by county. For specific information involving eligibility, retirees should ask about local policies first in order to maximize potential savings. Another helpful tax exemption for veterans is the Veterans Property Tax Exemption. New Mexico offers veterans property tax exemptions for those qualified for it. This greatly reduces the property tax liability for those eligible, thus providing a more affordable retirement. And lastly, for property taxes, we have the Head of Household Property Tax Exemption. This program offers a tax reduction for those who meet the specific criteria for it. Now that we've covered credits and exemptions for both income taxes and property taxes, we'll move on to sales tax credits. First off, we have the sales tax deduction for motor vehicle sales. New Mexico provides a deduction for sales tax paid on the purchase of a motor vehicle. This is helpful for retirees who are looking into purchasing vehicles in retirement years. Considering the nature of vehicles and how much they can cost, this can help out a lot by reducing the overall cost of the transaction. Apart from that, there's the gross receipts tax deductions for certain services. This program applies to many sorts of goods and services, with some services being exempt, which means some healthcare and educational services may not be subject to gross receipts tax. This allows relief for retirees that need access to these essential services. Adding on to medical services, New Mexico also has the Medical Care Assistance Credit that's designed to help people with the cost of long-term care. Retirees who have incurred significant medical expenses may find this credit valuable in managing their overall financial situation. Overall, New Mexico offers a lot of benefits for retirees, ranging from exemptions and tax credits to providing opportunities that allow them to reduce their overall tax liability. The state has implemented various measures to support the retiree population in their pursuit of a comfortable retirement. Knowing and leveraging these tax exemptions and benefits can greatly allow you the financial freedom you may be looking for in retirement. If you've enjoyed this video and found us helpful, please hit the like and subscribe button. We'd like to be able to grow alongside you, and we're planning to have you in our next video. Stay mentally healthy, and let's get financially fit together.